Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zero B Zero T podcast. I'm your host, Super Silver 230, and I'm joined by my co-host, Puke Blood, also known as Doom Record. Say
Hello.
Doom. And
So,
today we have a very special guest, old player B11. What's up, B11? How you
Hello.
doing?
I'm pretty good today.
That's cool. All right, so let's get into this then. So, what got you into Anarchy? Like, how do you find it?
Well, I used to play factions, like with friends on Skype, and I don't really remember how I really started playing, but I found screenshots of some things of on 2B in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And that's how you found it.
yeah. Someone basically was like, "You want to come play Minecraft?"
And how do you find Zero B?
I was just looking at those type of servers, I guess, because I wanted to play 2B, but it was just at its peak at the time. So it's just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna cut the middleman out and try a different one.
So, you're an older player. When did you join the server exactly, if you remember, or if you could check your join date?
Yeah, let me run the command real quick. 1.5k days ago.
So like early or like mid 2019.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So how was the server when you first joined?
It was pretty good. It was people, they were nice and such. It was peak was not that much players, like around 8 to 20 max on a good day.
Yeah. And like when would you say the peak of Zero B was in your opinion?
Um, Probably right before COVID.
That would be the peak for you?
Yes.
And why would you say that?
Because I was right before the server exploded in popularity.
So you liked the smaller like player base?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everybody kind of knew each other, you know.
Yeah, I understand. All right then. So what on Zero B? What's your best memory throughout all these years?
Getting to see Point Nero,
Point
it
Nero.
was yeah,
The Can you tell us about that? What was Point Nero for the people watching?
it was it never got finished, but the whole idea of it was pretty cool to me because it was supposed to be this giant glass dome with a bunch of stuff, and it was a kind of a mini museum as well, and it was cool seeing different groups banners and builds and such there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How do you get invited there?
Um, it was I think it was when it got leaked or something. Someone was just bringing people, and since the server was pretty small, it wasn't griefed yet.
Oh, so you
So
just got to see it. Okay then. So throughout the years that you've been playing, do you have anyone that you would call your Anarchy best friend?
probably Pixelated Braden, Zopak, or Oddpay.
And like for what reasons would you say that they're like your best friends?
Because we can have a conversation with each other about other things than anarchy.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think of the server's current state?
I think it's pretty bad.
And why would you say it's in a bad state right now?
Most of the people on are like either using bots or running bots on their own accounts.
Hmm.
It's not like a genuine like population.
Yeah. So how do you think it can improve?
Um, I don't know, like people like actually like playing and building cool shit.
Yeah. Okay, then so now let's get into the more juicy stuff. So I want to know about Manatee and your relations with Manatee. So tell me about
Oh,
that.
well, I forgot what year it was, but I went on like a school trip to like somewhere in Florida that like sold the thing. I was like, fuck it, I'll get one. And I was like, this thing looks silly. I'm just gonna show people on Discord. And
Yeah.
it kind of just grew into just like this big like thing, I guess.
And then that's how Manatee started.
I guess, you know?
So what's like, well, what was like the whole point of Manatee? Because it was like a group, no?
There was no point. It was basically just a friend group in all of its essence. Just we played other games. You know, it wasn't just 2B,
Yeah.
but it
Okay then.
rivaled like some of the biggest like 2B groups like HWU, II, you know. At the time, it was just a place where people just hung out.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And why would you say you're well known on the server? Because you know a lot of people
Um,
know you.
Probably because like I brought Duke books to life for the most of it at where people had Duke books, but they kind of just kept it under wraps. And just the economy at the time back then was just like people were just prepping to get Duke books to Dupe. So I just kind of cut the middleman out and I was like, here's some book and quills, go crazy.
So you're the one that spread Duke books.
I spread the things to create the Duke books. And
Yeah.
I did it for like people who were, you know, just kind of wanting to make stuff.
Mhm.
Like it was just like if I thought you were a cool person, then you can have some of this, I guess.
Okay. So I want to ask you: is there any stories that people don't really know about that you'd like to like tell people? Like anything you've done on this server?
Um, well, before like it was found, I was camping out at Space Valk 3 because it was when Zero Bop was importing world downloads to Zero B. I was just like taking a list and like flying to them and just kind of looking at them. And I was just like, you know, just appreciating it. I set up an alt there, set up like some stuff. And I forgot who, but like someone like way newer to the server was like, I'm gonna fly out there. And then they did and brought just like a bunch of people. And like what I
Mm.
was doing there was just kind of just like fixing it a bit because the world download like wasn't like finished because the base never got finished.
Yeah.
So like I don't there were a couple people who like did go there like Braden I think went there in the past, but I don't know. It was a pretty cool experience while I was like able to be there, but you know, in anarchy anything can happen. So I was never meant to be a secure like base, you know?
Yeah. So, Doom, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask B11?
Yeah. So for you, I have three questions. Um, so starting off, I want to ask you how you feel or felt about the downfall of the old fag base called Arenos, which was blown up by me due to free lease and a few others being there that I did not support.
As someone who was there, but like I was kind of just busy, like IRL and such. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, the downfall of a base may be sad, but you gotta realize at the end of the day, your base can be found if it's as far as 30 mil or at spawn. You still
Yeah.
have the same chances of being grief.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question I have for you is, what do you think personally gave you fame? Or in another way of saying it, what gave you the popularity you have today, say making connections with other popular players, getting items you weren't supposed to have, or just generally being a chill person?
Um, Making connections with others, people who aren't exclusive to Zero B, people who like I thought were just like cool, and
Yeah,
just people who didn't even play Minecraft overall, and I was just like, you know, this is a cool concept here, and like there's people who people who watch Minecraft content. They don't really know much about the game, but they're like, you show them something cool you built, and they're like, oh, that's cool. I appreciate it.
yeah. So my last question for you is, what do you think about the current economy with kits and illegals being very easy to access or obtain, along with the current patches or reverts of illegals, plus the admin abuse spreading more or even retaining some for themselves or friends, causing some chaos among people wanting to obtain them?
I think the current state of the economy, it's been bad because of people who have literally set up bots that respond to a command in chat to bring you basically whatever you want.
Yeah,
And about the illegals, there should be just like, it depends on the illegal. Bedrock should remain unplaceable. If there was ever some like illegally enchanted item, I guess, because the server has always had the patch of illegal enchantments that can also stay.
yeah,
Um, Stack sizes, that's like the same plugin roughly, but the admin abuse, like, it's like, why should you be admin abusing on a server that you say there's no rules, and then you are using your admin powers to get around that?
yeah. So I actually have an example of that. Me and Super Silver were at Waterloo, of course, and the example I hold for you is Cineo having 32Ks, 32K mobs, placed bedrock and end portal frames, and an end gate used or using game mode creative or commands that requires operator permissions, along with placed spawners
I
and
think
some other stuff.
I think that's just like not healthy for a server. If this one person can have them, then why can't everyone have them? You know?
Yeah. I think the greatest example of that moment was after we discovered all of this and we were there for I think at max 12, 13 hours, I'm not sure. He
Yeah.
actually came back in game mode creative and broke the bedrock and, removed whatever illegals he could find. And it's surprising because he actually forgot some that still exist today, such as the Pixelated Brayden's Femboy Potion, with 5 NBT tags unreverted instead of the 4, which would mean it's reverted, and then some infinite durability grass that would be insta kill if any bypass was to ever be found.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you know,
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it.
And you're saying this because I know Zero B has traded hands over the years. You're saying this new owner, who is it?
Cinia.
I do not know who that is. That's why. He created the illegals for a particular player, and of course, the player is abusing with them. You know.
Yeah. And one more thing I just wanted to mention to you. This was the backup of Waterloo, so it was the second kind of fake version. So there's still one out there that exists with all of these illegals in item frames or placed down, which is a very interesting thought to hold.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Thank, thank
I
you for answering all my questions.
I wonder like what other like shit they pasted into Zero B because there's definitely more than we know.
Yeah.
Mm. I always wondered what like Zero Bob has done that no one knows about, cause he's like such a
Okay.
mysterious person for like no reason.
Yeah, he never really communicated with the community that much. He just kind of owned the server, and he was like honestly a very questionable owner in that way. But I thought the guy was very cool.
Yeah, cause I had heard from like PR3 that he had like a secret alt that he would spy on players on. Like he would act like a normal player, and like one day like PR3 found out that it was his alt, which is crazy. But you know,
Yeah.
anyway.
Um.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry. I
No,
have
no, go.
one more question,
Yeah, go ahead.
actually. So, are you a supporter of the new players joining 0B0T, boosting the, well, I guess not boosting, but, you know, per se helping the economy along with just the player count and the things that go on 0B and the new things to come?
I mean, they aren't really helping the economy because the state of the economy is bot distributing items that can come out of nowhere. So the bot, you know, that's
Yeah,
just machine power. There's no input, no nothing. For the new player, they can get handed whatever they want, so there's no wealth being like destroyed or created at the same time because it's just the same items over and over being duped, and a new player isn't bringing anything like interesting to the server. Like the new player can't like bring like, I don't know, an illegal in because
yeah.
they're whatever.
So, would you think so? Well, you've said what you thought about the current economy. Could you say the same about how some people or some players currently think the economy is currently held up by old players because they are currently the only ones with or making kits that are separate from others that are unique, and along with unique illegals or illegals that haven't seen the light of day or just aren't generally known about?
Um, I have two answers for that because you have to really think about it. Like a kit can be like armor, weapons, blocks, food. Like, what do you define as like something different? Like someone like naming their stuff something different or putting in like different amounts of items because like there's only so many items in Minecraft, and how you can make it more and more different is like how many people have, like, think about it, who has like, I don't know, beetroots in their kits, they're
Yeah,
mostly useless, but it's something that could make the kit like so different than one another because like if I have a PvP kit compared to like a shulker full of beetroots, they're entirely different.
Yeah.
Just put beetroots and PvP kits from now on.
Beetroot
Best
meta,
solution.
up and coming. Beetroot. Everyone get on this?
We should
Anyone
just
listening?
we should just make a kit bot, and every kit that it has just has like 2 stacks of beetroots in there.
Yeah,
And
instead of
then
apples.
Yeah.
also in the past, you know how you're bringing up like old players with like their own illegals being created?
Yeah. Or just already pre-existing.
I forgot if you were there, Doom, but you remember the name Squid Egg would be
Yes.
yes,
I remember that.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
That was mine.
it was yours, and that was at the Melon base, wasn't?
Yeah,
No,
that was not
the
sure.
Melon base was separate. That was a museum for map arts that the plugin reverted because there was too much data along with the books. So it deleted all of the map arts and books. Well, not all of them, but most of them.
Yes,
And then the Manatee Egg Museum, that was blown up by I think
10K
yeah, 10K.
because of free release being questionable.
Yeah, 10K who still
Nice.
hasn't given me my kits back from Arenas. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, I get the Manatee Egg point.
Okay. That's all your questions, Doom?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, then B11. Is there anything you'd like to say to the Zero B community?
Um, I don't know, cause like I haven't played like Minecraft in a while. Like it's just kind of like the same ish, you know, because there's like no variety. It's still the same people running the same bots, and like I don't know.
No wise words.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, B11, for being a great guest on this episode. Thank you, Doom, for being a great co host. And thank you guys for watching this episode. Check out my channel for more Zero B related content and for more Zero B podcasts. That's it.
All right.
Okay.